Okay, you guys, let's do this. It's going to be so professional. Like, so professional. Here we go. Welcome to the Live Support Podcast with your hosts, Michele VanDusen and June Colson, a couple of clean comedians who support each other and others through comedy's wacky and winding roads. I hope you're ready. Get set. Let's go. Since podcasts have a catchy tune, we wrote this song for Michele and June. Clean comedians are best friends too. Oh, so good. And you never know what they'll say or do. Here we go, sing with me on Live Support, with Michele, who's really short. We'll have a ball, with June, who's really tall. They have fun, interviewing comedians on Live Support, with Michele, who's really short. Now it's time to start Live Support.
The Live Support Podcast is brought to you by the Hot Breath Comedy Network.
Wow, give yourself a round of applause.
Welcome to the award-winning Live Support Podcast. I'm your host, June Colson, here with Michele with one L, Brother Colson Corey's friend, Trisha's sister, my best friend, Michele VanDusen.
Oh, good Lord, why, June? Do all I see is your teeth? What's happening here?
Well, because I spent a lot of money on dental work, and I want to get my money's worth. So,
Okay.
no, Michele, guess what? Guess what, Michele?
What? What? Tell me.
I'm not alone, Michele, because this is Live Support, and I have support with me right behind me, literally behind my big old hiney. I'm hiding two surprise comedians. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you sure you're ready?
Why don't you go ahead and introduce us to your brood?
Here we go.
Is anybody else coming?
It's just
It's just us?
It's just us. It's just
I'm disappointed.
you said two comedians.
You said, like, really?
Really?
Oh, I said two other amazing comedians.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Where are they?
I'm not sure, but I'm gonna have you guys hold these seats till they get here.
Okay.
Okay.
So-
I can be a seat. Though.
I can be a seat warmer.
Yeah, no problem.
Michele VanDusen. Look who I'm with.
Is that the Michele VanDusen?
That is the Michele VanDusen.
Oh
Yeah.
my
I'm
God.
here with Dory.
Oh.
Hope looks good on you. So there we
Yes,
go.
that would be
It does.
Dory McLemore. Now this is a
Wow.
podcast, so people listen to it and watch it. So for those who cannot see, we're gonna say Michelle's holding up a book with a picture of our friend Dory McLemore in her book. Hope looks good on you.
Holding a popsicle.
That's right, eating a popsicle. Which okay, so I am here in person
Oh, yeah.
in the studio
In the flesh.
of the Christy Conder, my comedy twin.
Yeah, that's it.
That's right.
Except not today.
You're in Tennessee and coming all the way from Virginia to Tennessee.
Northern Virginia.
Northern
Ooh.
Virginia.
Not
there a
just
difference?
Virginia. Yeah, there's a
Because-
huge difference.
Is that a state? Like, there's West Virginia. Is there Northern
Yeah,
Virginia?
Northern Virginia is just the northern part of Virginia.
Oh,
Virginia
okay.
has like mountains and stuff, and anybody from there. I'm near DC.
So
Oh.
here's what you need to know. Geography is very important in Live Support. Because like last year I got to go see our friend Rhonda Corey. And I thought New England was a state
Oh.
and that
not
Rhode
a
Island was a
serious
city.
Oh. Well, it kind of is.
When Rhonda says to me,
It's the same
I'm
size
sorry.
as Houston.
"Are you saying, June, that you thought you're lying? You didn't really think Rhode Island was just a city, did you?" And I was like, "Of course I didn't." I
It's
did.
small
Oh,
enough
look,
to be.
we have graphics.
We
It's
do.
small enough to be.
Wow.
So at Live Support, we spare no expense. I
Wow.
want you guys to look at the computer digitized moving map that Michele has. Actually, it's just it's a copy, and she
What?
colored it with crayons.
What do the colors mean?
Colored pencils.
Yeah.
What the yellow and the blue and the red mean is because that's the pencil that was sharp at the time.
Oh,
I thought maybe that was your kid's homework or something like
Yeah,
that.
you know the color
No,
search.
This is our listeners in America. This is all the states that they're located in.
Oh.
So, yep.
Wow.
We have like 6 more states to go. So come on, Nevada. We need a listener there. New Hampshire, Vermont. We need some listeners. Alaska, West Virginia.
Oh,
So
Hawaii.
we have Hawaii. Hawaii is on the list.
Okay.
Right here.
But we're
So-
now hoping to add some Northern Virginians.
Oh.
Yes,
Well,
that would
that
be
is-
nice.
Virginians? What do they call Virginians?
Virginians.
They're called Virginians.
And Virginia is for lovers.
Oh.
I thought they're for laughers.
I'm sorry.
According to the XO.
We're gonna take a pause for a pose and pose. Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
Very cool.
So ask Michelle how I ended up with these amazing people.
So, June, tell me, please, how did you end up with those amazing people right there? Those funny comedians, those award-winning stand-up comedians and teachers on your sides there. Where are they from?
Wow, Michelle, thanks for asking. But honestly, it's none of your business.
I wore your shirt and everything today, June. Whatever.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
You are wearing my shirt. Okay, so this is a Laugh Support podcast. If this is this is our season 4. If this is your first time listening, where the heck have you been? Okay, because we're pretty amazing. You've missed a lot of great shows.
Welcome
Here's
back.
another-
This might be Leslie.
Don't remember.
Leslie saw her picture
And I was like, I was not on this.
in our intro and said, "I've never been on your podcast."
Wow. Wow.
That's how memorable our show. We are touching lives.
We are touching
we are
dozens of
impacting-
lives.
And memories. Because now I remember. No.
Just don't let me.
Actually, I don't think you were ever on the show, but we thought it might get us more listeners, so we just did a meme with your face on it.
So
That's
maybe
how
I'm there
it
going,
makes sense.
hi, I'm Leslie Robb.
We-
Bitch.
We actually have never had one guest in 3 seasons. This is it. This is our first show.
I thought I did it.
You did do it because I saw your picture.
I thought that was me.
No, it was
I
Christy.
just lifted that right
Oh,
up to you.
yes.
Okay.
Yes,
You
it was
did
me
great.
the whole
She
time.
served it. It's like, well,
Like
she
it
served
is.
the joke.
So, June,
Yes, yes.
how did you find yourself with these lovely ladies? What's been
Oh,
happening?
I'm so glad you asked, Michelle. And again, none of the Okay, get it together. Okay,
we're
so
focused.
this is the Laugh Support podcast.
Yes.
And so we love to reach out to other comedians, clean comedians, and we talk about their journeys into comedy. And we talk about the people who've been there for them, who've supported them. And so today we thought it would be a great episode because I actually am in Christy's home. We'll post her address in a little bit. For anybody who wants to come by,
Remote location.
just, let yourself in.
The door's never locked.
It's never locked. Just come on in. But no, we talk about the support that to all the comedians, the guests that we have on the show. And what's super cool is like right now we are together. We are here because Leslie, tell us. So Leslie came to Tennessee. Tell us why you're in town.
I'm here for a show.
Oh my God!
So cute. I mean, for
Am
those
I-
who can't see,
Am I in the pink?
it's
or
a
the
picture
green?
of the three of us.
Am I in the pink? Or the green? I'm
So
the pink.
I am here for a show that I'm having at a local conference here in Nashville. And my support system for this weekend is June and
We need
Christy.
to-
Yeah, it's June and Christy.
Yeah.
They're my support system for this weekend. No, it's not a weekend. It's
Monday.
tomorrow.
I don't even know.
No,
Tomorrow's
Today-
the show.
today's
So
Sunday.
today's
Today's
Sunday.
Sunday.
So for the week-ish,
November.
tomorrow,
Yeah.
they're here to support me. So June is supporting me by making sure I get back and forth, and Christy is opening up her humble abode for me to reside. And she also picked me up from the
I was
airport,
gonna say, I picked you up from the airport.
and,
That was
and
my
really early in the morning.
And that was my second time. at
And
the
that was her
airport.
second time at the airport that day. But she thought it was worthy,
I did.
Mm.
a
Absolutely.
worthy cause. to come
Christy
and pick
also
me up.
supported us with some darn good chicken tonight.
She did,
chicken.
like good chicken.
I didn't
Out-
make it.
Are we allowed to say Outlander?
I didn't make
No,
I was impressed until Christy said I didn't make it.
it. No, I didn't make it.
Because
Who is
when
the-
I was at Christy's house, she made all the food. So
Mm.
Really?
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
You didn't see the carry out. You didn't see when they came and delivered it to the front door and she threw all the
What did I make?
packaging.
I don't
Tortellini
know.
soup?
I
I made
don't
the
know.
tortellini soup. That's
Oh,
what
I think it was coffee. I don't know. Whatever it was good.
Coffee.
that's okay. So that's a great example of what we're talking about today. So Michelle, you were coming through after going to the Clean Comedy Challenge,
Mhm.
and you and your husband and your daughter-in-law and grandbaby were traveling cross
Yes.
country. Stopped off all of us got to have dinner together, and you guys ended up, rather than staying in a hotel, Christy invited you to just chill out, come hang out at her house. And so yeah, that's what we're talking about when it comes to laugh support. So whenever you are able to
Just come to my house.
yeah,
I would say Christy's always good about offering her
right.
house.
If you want free food and a free place to stay, again, we'll be scrolling Christy's address at the bottom really soon. Honestly, I have no idea where I'm at. I never know. I type it in the GPS.
We kind of put a wrap around your head so you don't really know where you are.
They cover my eyes so
It's
I
a
can't identify the
location.
location, that I'm in, just to make sure I never come back on my own.
There you go.
And that makes sense. So if you do want to come stay with Christy, we hope you're not claustrophobic because you have to ride in the trunk.
Yeah. So you don't know where your location is.
Yeah,
You don't. I will tell you this much about her house. I hope it doesn't identify too much. But her driveway is it's just basically vertical. It goes straight up. So
It's very steep.
if you're like me and you have a suitcase that's on rollers and
Don't
you
let
take it out
go.
of the trunk and you let go,
it's gone.
it will get back to Bowling Green, Kentucky before I do. I'm pretty sure my Samsonite suitcase is somewhere on I-65 right now. Just headed back to Bowling Green. So
if it freezes, our street is the sledding.
Is
street.
it? Yeah.
Is. So we sit out here and watch all the kids go.
Oh, listen, I was watching the kids in your neighborhood at the bottom of the hill pushing their bikes up the hill. They were it was like a group of boys, and it was like they gave up. They
were like,
and we're the training side. You see somebody with a trainer going, go! You're like, I'm gonna die.
Michelle is so over our conversation. She's flossing. She's flossing her teeth. My co-host is flossing her teeth. You had questions, Michelle. We'll be quiet. We'll pause for a pose, and then you can ask a question and pose.
So, posing and no noise is really, really beneficial for a podcast.
right.
So make sure you actually watch us on YouTube. Just a little FYI out there. So my question, Leslie, so you're in town and you're going to be doing a show tomorrow night. Is this for teachers? Because I heard that you do like encouragement and comedy for teachers across America. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. I do comedy and encouragement for teachers. Tomorrow it's actually, I would actually, and not just generalize it to teachers, it's educators in general, like
Educators. Okay.
School support staff, all school staff basically. And so tomorrow it's actually for school librarians. So it's for the Tennessee Association of School Librarians. They have their conference here in Nashville. And so
They
I
should
will
read a book. They should read a book.
Yeah, but I don't read. So that's going to be interesting.
Don't tell
I
me.
actually cannot stand to read.
So is it going to be held at like the National Library? Where are you doing this?
I'm doing this at a hotel in Murfreesboro.
Oh, how exciting. Now, I'm kind of curious. What qualifies you to be encouraging teachers and support staff? I mean, are you like a professor or something? Are you a doctor? Like,
Well,
tell me a little bit about you.
So I'm a high school teacher.
She's just fun.
And we're all like, I think somebody had said at one point, we're all just laughing over our shared trauma. So that's literally what I do is I'm a high school teacher. I get how difficult it is, especially nowadays in schools and teaching and the whole shebang that comes with it. So I choose to encourage and keep teachers in the classroom because as we all know, there's a nationwide shortage and it's only getting worse. And so I feel like if through my comedy and bringing them joy and allowing them to see that they're not alone in what they go through and making light of it to, get them laughing about their day and then to encourage them is the best way that I can help anyway. Because
I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
See, because I know like June, she used to teach at a school in Bowling Green. And I heard one of her students asked her one time, they said, Miss June, why do you go to the beach? And then for whatever reason, June said, so she can test the waters. Do you ever do anything like that? Do you do a lot of excessive testing for your students there in the high
You know,
school?
not quite. No.
I'm pretty sure. I think you
We're all
tricked her up.
going.
I'm pretty sure that was Christy who told that joke because yeah,
No.
No.
And if it's going
What's
to
me?
the beach, well,
What's me?
it's
No, it's you.
I was thinking. I think of you.
Well, actually, June, I heard Miss Christy said to one of her students once, because I know she also was a teacher or is still a teacher. You said to the one kid, you're like, "Hey, you missed school yesterday, didn't you?" And of course, your sassy students was like, "No, not really." Okay. No. Okay.
So I'm just
Well, that actually is possible.
This is my dog.
Because as a teacher, a lot of times you will get that. Like some of the kids will slip in. Now, I'm not going to say I would miss them the whole entire class and they weren't there, but they do tend to slip in unseen because they don't want to be marked tardy. So I can see that being a thing.
Yeah.
I would just like to respond to your jokes with I'm offended that you asked me if I'd been drinking tonight. Okay? Because I am just filled with the joy and the spirit of the Lord, and I think a joke like that could only come from someone hitting the bottle, Michele.
Really? Well, June, I heard you tell me one time one of the reasons why Leslie Robb likes to write on the window.
I write on the window.
Yeah, something about how she wanted to make sure that all her lessons were very clear.
Got it. I got it.
You know,
Had to do 3 jokes for 3 teachers. Okay, carry on.
I'm doing my best not to get it. It's just because it encourages her, and no one wants that. No one wants that. So let's move on to Christy Conder. I'm sure, Michele, that you have amazing questions for Christy about.
I have one more question though for Leslie.
Oh, okay.
I have one more question. So, and then we'll move to Christy after that. So, Leslie, I want to know, like, how can people, and teachers and like school districts and things like that book you to come and do this encouragement instruction? Like, do you also do like professional development for teachers, or you just straight up just encouraging them?
Yes, I do professional development in addition to comedy shows. I also do keynote speaking, things like that. So they can find me at leslierobb.com. And I can also follow me on social media, Leslie Robb Comedy.
And listen, I tell you, Christy and I have been able to do a show with Leslie before, and
yeah, so fun.
Yeah,
So much fun.
if we weren't in it, we would want to be at it.
Absolutely.
Because it was so much fun. And I will tell you that Christy and I, we coordinated, did we not, before the show?
We did.
And a lot of people they think we're the comedy twins. Look at
Cue
this.
that picture again.
Yeah, I should have pulled my hair back. Look at this.
Let me
With
shrink
the
my
glasses
body.
on. Okay, but honestly, Chrissy, you called me about my outfit. Why? Before we did the show together.
Why did I call you?
Yeah.
So we wouldn't match.
Yeah.
Because
they
people
blend.
go, "Oh, your joke about hot dog was so funny." I go, "That's not me. That's June."
her.
Yeah, I almost got arrested by security at the Huckabee show because they thought I was we'd already checked in through security. Somehow made her way back out and was coming back through
Changed
again.
clothes and came back.
Yeah. So we literally coordinated our I was ponytail girl. And Michele, I don't know what just happened.
I was trying to show you the picture, but
That is us.
We did that show together. So if you see, Chrissy and I, our outfits and our hair are
Leslie too.
Yeah,
Leslie
We were coordinated.
But I mean, Leslie's show, that whole show was so fun because there were giveaways and there was music, and it was
fun.
So encouraging for the teacher. We got to meet a lot of teachers beforehand. We got to just see where they were from, and they were all so ready to laugh. It was so much fun, and it was just a great show. That church and the church that was at did lots of snacks and stuff. Yeah, it was just really fun.
Job.
And talk about laugh support, man. One of the most supportive things a church or a venue can do for you is video.
Oh yeah,
beautiful video.
Like they did really good.
The folks at that church took awesome. But so there was a lot of VIP people that came early.
so many of them there was like a few that drove 3.5 hours just to see Leslie because they had followed.
Wow.
We were going to somebody else's show, but we were close.
Right. We were close. And they were like, they were like, I'm sorry, move.
Wait,
Twin
this is
Towers. Leslie Robb is right here. They scooched us out of the way. But they were so excited. Everybody who came up was like, we need this. We need this so bad. And it was a little bit of pressure because that was pre-show, right?
That's
So I was like, oh no, I better be funny. I was just going to
we better make this work.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But we know like doing shows, the most fun is to get to do shows with your friends.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
Like absolutely the most fun. And so right now we're not at this event with Leslie. Leslie is doing her thing. But
we're here now.
But we're here and we get to hang out, go to dinner together. They smacked
Do it again.
There we go.
Oh,
It's only on purpose.
Okay. All right.
Today, Leslie and I were at breakfast, and I was laughing at something, and I just went like this, and she grabbed my hands and said, "Are we praying?"
I was so confused. I was like, "Oh, we're praying. Okay, we're praying."
I was like, "No, I'm just laughing like that."
yes.
Oh my
So
God.
for our listeners, Christy leaned forward and put the palms of her hand in the air, and it was just a laughter moment. But Leslie automatically reacted with prayer because it felt like
Apparently, I thought that.
I would have done
I
the
was
same.
like, "Why?" I don't know. Yeah, sorry.
It's almost
Wow.
that like when you go in, when you think someone's coming for a hug,
You're right,
and then
right.
they're not,
And they're like,
right.
and then you just hit them in the eye
Yeah.
with your
You're
hands.
super
Or when you go for a high five and you end up slapping your friend.
Legit.
They're rubbing my knees, Michelle. It's very, that's
Okay.
not, we're not that kind of podcast.
No, it's definitely not that type.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
That was the longing.
Christy,
There was a question.
what's your next upcoming event besides attending to all the needs that Leslie has while she's here?
Oh, that's all I can think about. That's all that's consumed me is making sure that these people are happy.
Well, okay.
Yeah. What?
My understanding is that you do the crowd warm up for Huckabee.
I do occasionally. I'm invited over there to do that. That's a great little gig. It's fun to get to meet the cast or the people that they're having on, the band and things like that. But that crowd is always very receptive and they're ready to go and ready to laugh. And it's a great way to spend a Friday night. Yeah, it's very cool.
Now, while you're there, have you ever had anybody, maybe someone sitting to your left, ever just like crash that whole event and just kind of show up and just try to take over?
Really, Leslie?
I ain't never been to Huckabee. I don't know about that. I think she's talking about you.
Oh,
You.
me?
Yeah,
Oh.
you.
Go ahead.
Or us. I mean,
No,
You know
never.
what I mean? Like, have you had like I love the fact that June is in such a central location that she's able to support you when you're on your show, and now the two of you are supporting Leslie with her event. Plus, you guys have worked together.
When we came to your show when you opened, at least I did.
Yes.
when you opened for Huckabee.
When you did your warm up for Huckabee, I came to that one, and I've come to when she warmed up for Huckabee.
She has. Yeah. This is
Yeah.
live support, people.
So
This is what
basically,
we talk about.
everybody else has been on Huckabee. That's what they wanted to clarify.
We've done the warm.
They've all done the warm up.
Never, yeah,
For
I've never-
Huckabee.
I have not been on the show.
I have not.
I don't have a book like Dory McLemore.
I do
so
not.
once I get a book,
Then maybe.
like
you can buy a book. You can buy one of her books if you don't have it yet.
I own it as well.
So
I'm sorry,
Okay.
I have 2 copies. So
Oh.
I
That's
have
okay.
I have Marlowe's book
That's okay.
and Robert Cheatley's book.
I don't
ooh,
have-
I
I have-
also have Gordon Douglas's book too.
Michelle,
Gordon
listen, it would be really Gordon
Gordon
Douglas.
Douglas, like the black
No,
guy?
Gordon.
Oh.
Not
Gordon
Frederick.
Douglas. Frederick Douglas. No.
I bet
Gordon
his
Douglas.
is wonderful too.
He's the chaplain for the Christian Comedy Association.
it's right beside her.
So right now they're laughing inaudibly for our listeners. So I'm just going to say this: you should probably tune in
She's talking. She's
to
talking.
this episode on YouTube to catch what they're doing. Oh, now they're listening. All right,
Back, and we're gonna pause for a pose and pose.
and they're going to pose again. June is throwing guns. And all right, so you guys do you have a tip for us this week?
Say it.
We have Gus
Christy
Dog
does
just
have
joined us.
something coming up.
I
Yeah.
do.
She does.
I have a corporate gig in Missouri, and then I have another show in Georgia.
Oh, so explain to our listeners, what is a corporate gig?
Oh, so I was hired by a corporation to perform at their Christmas party. So I'm rather than being at a specific venue, I was invited to do some comedy at a corporate Christmas party that will also have children. So children don't scare me. So they were like, we need somebody that won't be frightened by children or dogs.
Wow.
So
Okay. So the Christmas season is coming up. So are all three of you available for Christmas parties and that kind of thing?
I don't really do Christmas parties.
I don't really do comedy.
I don't really do Christmas parties per se.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like my version of comedy doesn't really fit a Christmas party like that. Or maybe a Christmas party for teachers and faculty and staff. Maybe.
That would be good.
That would actually be really good.
My comedy's good at pampered chef parties.
Okay.
Kind
All
of
right.
Ask me about my next gig.
Or Mary Kay. Mary Kay parties?
Yes.
All right. So I think that's all the time we have. I'm sorry, June. What do you have coming up?
None of your business.
Nice.
I think I'm the most supportive. I think I'm the most supportive of all the supportive friends.
And so humble.
Because I have the least gigs. I'm like, I got nothing. What are you doing? Nothing. What do you need? I'll come hang out with you.
I'll drive you to your
Yeah,
gig.
I'll drive you. Just
She's driving me tomorrow.
Like,
yeah, I am actually.
Is she going to do your hair? Because my driver does my hair also.
Michelle does have a driver that does her hair.
Well, no, my hair's been done for a few weeks now.
It would be great if I did that.
That would be fantastic. That would save me a lot of money if she could do
I
that.
don't think anyone wants me touching their hair.
I think, Leslie Robb, if there's any way that you could create those two to look like Bo Derek on, what was it, 10 with the braids, that would be amazing. Like, I would come see that comedy show.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you.
Not yet.
It's okay. It's inappropriate because she's in a bathing suit. She runs across the beach in slow motion. And Michelle's trying to turn this podcast into something inappropriate.
I could totally run across the beach and stuff.
We only.
And my hair would be flowing in the wind.
Yeah. We're gonna make sure that we plan a beach trip and we make that happen.
Apparently.
Let's go.
And we gotta test the waters.
Call back. Man, we should have like callback points. Like
We'll get like a bell ring, like a bell or a ding.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Wow,
Michelle,
I'm so glad that our listeners have listened up to this point. This is our first and last episode for season 4. We may get canceled after this.
No, you won't.
This is the best ever.
Oh, you're killing me here, Smalls. Oh, okay. So,
trivia.
You mentioned earlier you wanted to talk about a tip of the week.
Make ring lighting so you can see it in your glasses. See?
Yes.
Look.
And always use your ring light above your camera for proper lighting.
So you can see it in
so
my
you
glasses.
can see everybody.
So can you get glasses that don't show the ring light?
And also with lighting, you don't want to pull it close like this because then you look like
Ooh. Let me try.
yeah. Ooh. Well,
I am translucent one. I Caspered out.
This is like clearer than paint.
My clear.
Whoa. Where's she
Now
going?
you see him? Now you know.
All right.
Thanks for asking about lighting, Michelle. It's a great question.
Yes.
Our tip.
I hope these tips help you.
This podcast tip
That was so
is
valuable.
it was brought to you by the ring
essential.
lights. No.
Yeah.
I was thinking more along the lines of make sure that you don't go over time, that you watch the light.
Oh! Well, why didn't they say when I was in Zany's opening for Bonehampton, they asked me, when do you want your light? And I was like, I don't know. What does that mean? And they were like, no, when do you want your light that you're at time? And I was like, oh, a minute is fine. But they never told me where the light was. So I was looking all around going, I don't see a light anywhere. So I have no idea how much time I did because they never told me where the light would be. So that's where the light is.
And the tip is to the comedy club to tell the comedian where the light is.
Yes. And what kind of light?
If it's a red razor light, laser light, that happened to me. And I was looking for the bright white light.
It was a
laser red light. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm done.
They could have blinded you, or they could have crashed an airplane. That laser.
I'm done, and your flight is here.
It's time to depart.
And the exits are in the back and on the
Legit.
wings.
On reel 3.
So I did a show with Christy the other day, and speaking of lights, I don't know what happened to my light. I just kept going.
She ignored the light.
I did not ignore the light. So the girl gave me.
She ignored the light.
She gave me the light, but here's what she said afterwards. She goes, "I gave you the light, but when you looked at me, I knew you didn't see it."
Wow. Okay, so this is a tip then for those that are lighting the comics.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that they see you and nod or give you a motion that they saw.
You were supposed to go 20 minutes and you came off and you said, "Did I go for my full time?" I went, "No, you went way long."
Yes, no, I was
45
and I did 20. She goes, "You were right on 20." I was like, "What?" But at a certain point, the girl who did give me the light that knew I didn't see the light just moved over to the side and stood like this. And I saw her arms crossed, and I was like, "I guess that's the light." I don't know.
You're like, maybe the arms were the signal for the light. Maybe.
She was very sweet, and hopefully we get her on the podcast soon. And I'll apologize again. She did a great job. Super funny.
Where was this
Carolyn
show?
is her name.
This was at Sweetwater Coffee.
Yeah, it was the secret show. They call it a secret show because they don't announce like the lineup of the comedians that are going to be on the show. You promote it yourself. But like the people who come to it just come because they don't know it's going to be there. They just, and that's part of the fun is that like they don't know exactly
that
what's
works.
Be. Yeah. So I totally missed the light and I went 5 minutes over and I never do that. Which she was really sweet. She's like, "Don't worry about it. Everybody's having fun."
Not true anymore. You can't say I never do that anymore. You're like, I always do that. Come on.
That's what I do. They know me for that. Don't you know they love it at the clubs when I go 5 minutes over.
My shirt says, "Oopsie daisy, did I go over?" Oh.
Yes. Hey, speaking of live support and oopsie daisy, this friend over here, she wears that oopsie daisy t-shirt on a lot of her social media.
Mm-hmm.
She wears that t-shirt a lot.
And most people think it's because I'm supporting June and her comedy, but that pink looks really good.
She looks amazing. She looks amazing.
Yeah, but if you're working out and walking, you should be wearing the
pre-fit. I have that one too.
I don't have
not pre-fit. Pre-fit. Yeah, pre-fit.
Wait, you don't have one of those?
Yeah, I don't have a t-shirt to sell.
Oh.
Listen, you can sell my t-shirts, both of you.
Yeah,
you just give me the money, but I'll let you sell my t-shirts.
I have some in my closet. You're welcome to have.
So we can support you in this way.
Okay.
Would that be weird merch if I just take all the stuff I'm putting in my yard sale and I hang it on racks and I call it June Bug Boutique?
There you go.
I think June Bug Boutique works. There is a comedian that does she brings like things, you know, these are just leftovers from my garage sale. And she does have them out there.
Shut up, really?
Yeah, but I can't remember who it was. And it was years ago, so she might not even be around anymore.
So you can take the idea and nobody would come after you.
Yeah, especially since you're making
But
it
I'm
into
not
a
making
boutique.
it. It was just my idea. You heard me come up with it, and Michelle ruined it for me.
Look, I've been around for a while, so
Yeah, which is why you're my best laugh support. Because sometimes I write a joke that's hilarious, and she goes, "That was really, really funny." And when Christy Conder said that in 1987, I'd be like, "Somebody wrote that joke already?" And she's like, "Yes, dude, that's a joke that's already out there." And I'm like, man, no wonder it was so funny. Unless someone else
said it, it was even more funny.
Yeah, so what do you guys think about that? Like, if you hear a joke that you find to be funny, and then you take that joke and then add a little bit more on it to kind of personalize it for yourself, is that stealing, or is that?
I call that a synthetic.
Ooh.
That's synthetic.
There's
so just like
vocabulary word.
Well, just like in the business world, if you come up with a business idea and then I use that idea to create my own version of it, it's called a synthetic business idea. So same with a joke, in my opinion. If someone takes part of it and then try to capitalize on it in any way, it's now a synthetic version of that joke.
But I don't think there's any new premises out there. I mean, there's very few new ideas, new premises.
Which is funny that you say that, because I posted something like a meme not too long ago, and somebody, of course, commented and said, such and such had a joke like that back in the 80s or 70s or something like that. And I was like, I didn't know it.
Oh, that's the comedy Karen out there.
Yes, there is comedy.
Yeah, and I literally just come up with it on my own, but apparently it's out there. Yeah, so the right thing to do is to remake the meme and post it again.
Okay, I like that. Or redo it.
There's somebody just copying and putting it in.
Yeah. So, but if you used word for word, that would be stealing.
Yeah, but I didn't use. Yeah, definitely didn't do that.
So it's kind of like
when make the same meme and post it again, and then see who says something again.
Yes.
So it's kind of like a teacher gives you a book report, and then you read the book, and then you're supposed to give your version of what you read, or of what you read of the cliff notes, like that. Yeah. Okay.
What you skimmed.
I never did that. I read every word of every book.
I don't read anything. So
I got an audio book one time. But I couldn't get the volume to turn up. Like, what?
Even the audiobooks don't make it far.
Yeah, right.
I fall asleep.
It's like, and then, and here's my question: is what's the difference in an audiobook and a podcast?
Big difference. A book
they're reading
has a plot.
Reading a whole book. They're just taking a book that's written and just reading it. So
but podcasts, they just tell stuff.
Yeah, but they're not reading from.
Well, we're doing a podcast right now, which is not an audiobook.
So this is like me taking, I don't know, the Bible and starting to read it.
Yes,
not my work.
On this podcast, we have to say it was the Bible.
Listen, there was a Bible podcast that I listened to, and it was like by master storyteller. We'll just say Billy Jones. I don't know what the name was, but it was like by master storyteller Billy Jones, and he did voices for all the characters in the Bible. But
what did God sound like?
It was horrible. The voices were horrible. I'm like, this is insane. What is wrong with this person? But then it was so funny. I had to keep listening. It was through the Bible in a year. I listened every day to him for a year. He would be like, who said let my people go? Moses? He would be like, I let
stop it. It has to be like
people go.
Wait, but Moses had a stutter though, so it should have been like
yes.
Yes. Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah. It was
okay. That's funny.
That was crazy. So yeah, I'll let you know what that podcast is.
What did Balaam's donkey sound like?
Michelle, it's none of your business.
I love you so much.
Well, you were there. What happened?
You just called me old. I'm the oldest in this group right now. Okay. I see you guys. I see you.
Well, I think we've kept our friends long enough today. What is it? What is this? Like a 4-hour podcast? What are we doing? Or is this an audio book?
I wasn't sure.
No, I get it. I get it. Some podcasts feel like you're listening to an audiobook. I don't know.
Not this one.
Not this one.
This one is very engaging.
I'm not really sure what this is like. I hope
so. This is our first episode back for season 4, and this actually was more like Welcome to Girl Chat. That's really what this was. This was the comedy chicks girl chatting. Mm-hmm. Actually, there is a comedy chicks. So what would you guys name yourself? Like if the three of you always
trio.
Yeah, we already did. Didn't you see a terrific trio?
Yeah.
But Michelle needs to be included.
Quad.
It'd be the
comedy quad.
Ooh, we could do that. Let's do shows. Let's go out and do some shows now.
Oh my gosh, who books that?
Quad. Leslie.
Yeah. Leslie's gonna book the comedy quad. That almost sounds like I have muscles. Ugh.
I know. I don't do anything that has muscles.
Comedy glute. No.
No.
I'm sorry.
That's horrible.
That's how we started the podcast. Them having to stare at my glutes.
So now we should end it this way.
Yeah, at some point I heard there's a whole lot here. That's what I heard them say behind my hiney. Boy, she has a lot going on back here. Right? That ain't right at all. Okay, well, let's talk about Life Support Podcast. Listen, if you're listening to the Life Support Podcast and you want to see all of these amazing, crazy, wacky women, real quick, we're going to pause for a pose. Okay, you can see all of those poses on the Life Support Podcast on YouTube. Okay, and if you are watching us and you're like, I want to take you along with me when I'm riding, I'm driving down the car, when I'm jogging, you know, when I'm trying to ignore people at work. Plug it in your little earbuds or pods or whatever they're called. I say
plug it in your earbuds.
Yes,
AirPods.
and in your AirPods, and you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and
she's flossing.
Yeah,
she's flushing her eyebrows.
Michelle, I don't ask what she does with floss. It's none of my business, okay? It's none of my business. But yes, you gotta follow us, guys. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, and listen.
Follow them on the street.
Follow us in the street. Hang out in front of Christy's house. Yell at her from the street. That's how she likes it. Okay. If you see a royal blue Samsonite suitcase rolling down the street,
please return.
Going down I-65. That's mine. That's my suitcase.
Return to the house at the top of the hill.
Okay, on top of following us on Life Support Podcast, make sure that you follow me and my co-host. You can find me at Junebug Comedy on all social media platforms, and you can find Michelle at Michelle's Comedy. Okay, and she's Michelle with only one L, so spell it with one L. Also, our amazing guests today, Christy Conder and Leslie Robb. Where can we find Christy Conder and Leslie Robb? Michelle, scroll that at the bottom.
They're right next to you. Jeez.
Oh, Leslie Robb, it's LESLIE Robb.com, at Leslie Robb Comedy. And for Christy Conder, you can find her at Christy Conder, CONDER.
Not the bird. Not the bird.
Yeah,
not
she's not a condor. She's Conder.
I know that name. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's okay. You chose it. You can't complain about it.
Yeah.
Like you ever seen like a dude with a weird last name and think like and you see a wedding ring and you go, someone married you? Someone just agreed to take that name?
Dinglehopper?
Yeah. My mom had no offense to the Peckinpahs out there, but my mom was in love with a guy named Peckinpah. She said she would say he could have been your daddy. I would have been June Peckinpah.
And on that happy note, we're going to end our first episode of the Laugh Support Podcast while you spend time laughing at June's crazy makeup could have been last name.
Wait. What was the name? Never mind.
We'll talk
about it later.
All right. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Ciao.